Okay, we'll get right into questions for the players. Oh, there we go. Jeremy.
This is for Coleman, Terrence. The ball moved seemingly really, really well. What changed offensively for you guys to have that?
We just found a way to get into our sets. In the recent games, we have found ourselves not being able to get in our sets, but we just found out a way to start the possession and get into it, and we executed.
Yeah, in practice we just had emphasis on the execution. I feel like at times we've had multiple plays where we kind of broke plays off in the previous game. So we just had an emphasis on execution, getting into our spots, and flowing right into offense and stacking plays as well. So,
Andy.
Terrence, I know before this game you and Dane both said that you guys would win. What gave you guys kind of the confidence in this game after the last couple weeks?
I feel like we're gonna win every game. I know we were 0-3, and we dug ourselves in a hole, and I felt like this game was a must-win for us, and we practiced hard and stayed together, and we got the win.
Derek.
Coleman, a lot of guys have been encouraging you to shoot more. You had career-high 6 threes tonight and no hesitation. What was key to get in that mode and be able to make them like you did?
I just knew that they kind of struggle with pick and pop. If we set good screens and got downhill in our actions, I knew that I'd be available to pop, and they've been harping on me for stop pump faking and shoot it. So I just been in the gym working just my catch and shoot three. So I felt more comfortable out there shooting it. So yeah.
Terrence, Jaden, for you guys trying to shut down Chuck, he seemed like it went pretty well. He got some at the end there, but what's kind of the key to slowing down a player of that caliber defensively?
Just being physical and aggressive with him. When we watch film, the highlights of good players that we see, they're normally doing whatever they want and not being pressured. And Sincere did a really good job of doing that. And we had a team effort of playing good defense, finishing the possessions with a rebound, and we held him to however many points he had. He got a couple shots late, but he finished the game. 22, but it was most of it was late in the game.
Terrence, the motion offense a little bit different. Do you like the looks this is giving you? Three level score today, mid range, getting to the basket.
It's honestly the same offense we've been running. We just executed and just running the play all the way through. And when it was my time, my teammates they liked me being aggressive, and I didn't force anything. I made the right play. Sometimes I missed some guys, but I was just aggressive, and I got it through within the offense.
Joey.
This is for Coleman and Jaden. Coach yesterday talked about just needing a win to get that swagger back and get that feeling. Do you guys feel like you got that, and how did you guys kind of get to this point after a couple of tough weeks here?
Yeah, I think anytime you get a win, especially in the Big Ten, it's super important. Every game matters. So any win, whether it's Wisconsin, Nebraska, Michigan, any team in the Big Ten, it means a lot to get a win because winning's hard in this league. So it's super important for us. I feel like now we can really get on a roll here and watch film, clean up mistakes, and just from here on out, just kind of play mistake free, lock in, and that will lead us to success like we've been doing the past 2-3 years. So.
I just feel like, like TJ said, we dug ourselves in the hole early. So, the key for us was just staying together and not giving up, and just practicing hard and just playing with effort. Like Coach Underwood told us before the game, if we just come out and play hard and play with effort, then shots gonna fall, everything gonna fall into place. So, I feel like that was the key for us to getting this win today.
Derek.
Jaden, there seems to be more on your plate now at point guard with Sky not here. How are you approaching that, and what led to success in this game?
I feel like my teammates trusted me and I trusted my teammates. Coach always pushed me to be more of a leader and lead the team, take on that point guard role. Like, for example, if you don't call a play, I call a play, like take control of the offense and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm stepping into that role, and I feel like I got a lot to learn, but I'll be fine. I feel like I can help us win at the point guard.
Right.
So, Terrence, after the Northwestern game, you talked to a bunch of us and you said, hey, we're going to win this game on Saturday. What went into that mindset for you?
Like I said earlier, I'm confident in my team, and I know we're capable of winning every game we go into. And we all contributed to the win today and executed offense, played good defense. And, I mean, once we were wounded, like, against – like, to everybody, we were all breaking, and we seen Sky leaving, and everybody assumed that we just, like, were broken and torn apart. But we really just stayed together, and it's bad that he – not bad, but it's our – whatever Sky's going through, we're supporting him, but that kind of brought us together more. And I felt like that showed in the Wisconsin game today.
Andy?
This is for Coleman and Terrence. I feel like there's a lot of energy during that run there in the middle of the first half. How kind of therapeutic was it for you guys to see the ball going like that?
It's great because I love when Coleman's shooting the ball. When he shoots it with confidence and not worrying about like shot faking, and he's a great player. But when he's shooting the ball, we're a lot better. And he shot it with confidence today, and it was 6 from 9 from 3.
Yeah, it just felt good having the energy in State Farm Center, and the fans, you know, coming out today and supporting us. I know it's been a little negative on Twitter, but I just appreciate how, you know, the guys, people here just stuck with us and supported us and brought a great amount of energy tonight. So shout out to the fans.
Jeremy?
Coleman, you guys have obviously shown you can beat good teams so far. What do you think, after being here the last couple of years, is the key to consistency moving forward?
I think, like I talked about earlier, really execution, you know, not breaking plays off. You know, we're not going to beat teams playing one-on-one. Attention to scouting report. I think RJ did a great job with locking trailing shooters. We were warring over screens. Just really paying attention to scouting report and just all out playing hard. I think that's what you can control, your energy, you know, not worrying about other things, just going out playing hard. Because like I mentioned earlier too, the league is so tough. It's really, you know, rebounds, playing hard, and just the basic things like that. So paying attention to scouting report, playing hard, rebounding, it's all part of winning in this league. So
In the middle?
You guys combined for nearly 60 points tonight. How does that kind of move forward with you guys as confidence as a team, and what kind of confidence does it give you guys individually to keep doing stuff like this?
I feel like our confidence always been there. Like I said, we just executed the offense and ran everything, and we made the right reads and got guys open shots, like Coleman hitting the threes, sharing the ball. And with this team, it can be anyone's night. Anybody can go and guilt for 20. But we just shared the ball and stayed together, and it happened to be me and Coleman's night. We were aggressive.
Derek?
Coleman, you guys have been trying to remake your offense in recent weeks. How much of this is a weight lifted off your shoulders? Because Brad said he's seen it in practice, but to have it translate to a game finally, is that a relief for you guys?
I definitely think so. I think times like I think the experience was shown a lot of times as far as things like creating advantages. You know, we were kind of trying to get to 5 out, and it was really kind of just based off of feel and feel for the game, really. Just trying to create advantages, and I think it was just hard for us to like understand what people were doing and getting people in the right spots. So I think the offense we're running now is much simpler. It will put everybody in the proper positioning. You know, we got Dane rolling high lows, seals, duck-ins, everybody coming off ball screens. So I think it's just more suiting for us, and it's just easier for us to kind of get a feel for rather than kind of playing more free. You know, it's kind of more structured. So.
Joey?
Yes, Terrence, you mentioned maybe the perception of unraveling a little bit, you guys. So for you and Coleman, like, what did you two do as leaders to make sure that things didn't unravel after those rocky weeks?
We just made sure guys stayed together and went hard in practice. Like, I remember Coleman saying in practice, we were practicing, and he was like, come on, let's like pick the energy up, making sure we stay focused and finish the practice throughout. And just everybody contributing to just going hard, listening to Coach Brad, buying into what he's saying and telling us. But that just played a big part. Everyone listening and being able to be coached and buying it together.
Yeah, I think the biggest part is kind of maturing from, me personally, just growing from, if Coach says something, being able to get coached and taking it and not putting everything on myself. I think a lot of time I was just putting pressure on myself and kind of shied away or got a little too emotional with kind of speaking my mind to and having not the right approach to kind of leading the group. But I think now just having a more positive vibe and more energy has kind of brought us together more and just shown the team that I'm trying to win and I support everybody here. So I think that's been the proper approach so far. So
Anything else for the players? All right, thank you, man. It's all about the branding, Brad. All about the branding.
They're out of popcorn, so I don't have a daily popcorn report. It's pretty disappointing. Worst thing that's happened today. But to say it was needed and felt good is probably the understatement of the day. You fight for your culture, and your identity as to what you stand for, and this team has been elite defensively, and that's a really good offensive team. And we've been fighting, competing on that end of the court, making mistakes and so on and so forth. And yet I think we're continuing to build off what we do defensively. Today, offensively, we trusted and we believed. And what I mean by that is we trusted that the offense was going to help us get opportunities and get shots. And the ball had some, what we call having energy. It moved, and then you combine that with our effort, and it allowed for us to score 80 points against one of the best defensive teams, not only in the Big Ten but in the country. So, obviously. I thought Terrence was outstanding on the offensive side. He got going early, and then, I'm so proud of Coleman. And I say it all the time. He's an elite shooter. He's one of the best shooters that, I'm not going to put him in Plummer's area yet, but he's an elite shooter, and that's why we feel great about him shooting the basketball. And today those opportunities presented itself. What do you have, 6? I can't read it. 6 of 9, 5 of 9, whatever it was. Those are outstanding numbers. We got Matt going in the second half with a couple post-ups. But I thought, Jaden came in and was terrific in the first half. And so it all kind of fell together. It wasn't easy because it's never easy when you've been struggling, and but it was kind of the monkey off the back a little bit, feel good, have fun against a team that was in first place in our league. And I think we've obviously got I think if Michigan State's lead holds, we'll be 4 games in, and we've got every team already with a loss. Welcome to the Big Ten, huh? So, but very pleased, and on to the next.
Questions right here, Brad?
Coach, you mentioned the basketball moving a lot better offensively. Is that just execution, or did you run some new things, new actions to try and get people in the right spot?
No, we've been working on spread for a while. You know, it's just getting them to trust that it will get you opportunities. If you cut, you move. We got first cutter layups. We got post ups. You know, I thought early Dane was terrific. Dane, I think, put 5 fouls on him. Matt threw an over the top to him. We established him, even though his numbers don't look great from an offensive standpoint. And we don't talk about how good he is defensively, because he is not just a wall. I think he's leading the Big Ten in block shots. He made a huge tip play on a pick and roll. He's imposing, but the ball moved, and then we can run actions out of that, which I thought we did a really solid job with.
Coach, 10 of 19 from 3. Can you talk about good threes versus bad threes? These seem like good threes.
Yeah, they're in
and was that a focus in practice?
No, it's not a focus. It's the shots we're going to get when you run offense, and it's you know, and I don't know how to describe it. It's an energy, and it's a rhythm. You know, it's kind of, you know, you just got to have a great rhythm about you when you play offense, and when you do, the ball finds the bottom of the net more often than not. We've got really good shooters, but we've taken them kind of out of sorts, and be quite honest, Matt's probably one of the few guys on our team who can go do that. Just jump up and make one. The other guys we need the offense to help, and we're starting to figure that out.
Coach, did you have a sense this was coming for Coleman, just in terms of confidence and composure, which seemed to be things that he needed to get back up? Yeah, I mean, you know, the offense has helped. You know, spread has helped him a lot. You know, and it's not always about him having to make the play. And, you know, we've been able to space him. You know, we've been able to put him in a space him in a corner, put him in a high shake, put him in places where he literally is just stepping in and catch and shoot threes. And, you know, made a nice pass early and pick and pop. And you know, those are simple things that he does extremely well. So it's nice to see, because, like I said, you know, if I could have shot it like that, I'd want to shoot it 15, 20 times a game, because he's a very, very good shooter.
Right.
So, Coach, Coleman has talked to us previously about how the freshmen can't play like freshmen, especially going into this stretch of games. How did you feel, outside of Jaden Epps, how the other freshmen played today?
Ty was huge. Man, I love Ty Rodgers now. I mean, Ty Rodgers works, and I was so happy to see him shoot the corner 3. No one practices and shoots more than he does. Made a great floater. Got two that just kind of in and out. Those will go in. But he's going to be huge for us coming up. He's going to be huge. He's an elite defender. He's a great rebounder, and you know, he's a guy that maybe fought himself a little bit, but he's continued to work. So I've been really pleased. And then, you know, Sincere does what Sincere does. I mean, you know, Chucky dribbled one off his foot, and you know, we wore him out. You know, he wears guards out, and that ball pressure is important. And yeah, I love what those guys are doing.
Brad, I think you knew growing pains would happen with this team, but what have you learned early in the season just about how you have to lead or coach this team?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it was simple as coaching X's and O's, you know, you all could do that. You all probably write about all the X. I mean, but it's not. It's we have 8 or 9 new guys. And it's about our culture, and it's accountability, and it's getting them to even though you win a couple games early, and I mean, we got great wins. That's how good we can be. But you can't get disrailed with a distraction or something that goes awry, and so you have to fight. We got to a point where we weren't playing very hard, and that's not our culture, and so you as a coach have to fight for that a little bit, and get them to understand that that's not acceptable, and then you can piece the X's and O's, and you still have to continue to work on that. But it's the accountability to get them to, man, and I'm going to use Jaden as an example. Chucky took his ball on the wing. I want him to understand that hurt his teammates, and that's accountability because he was just casual. He's a stud, but it's just those little things like that you fight for, and got a lot of new guys that are still understanding us, and so I feel great. I mean, I love this team. I love our character. I love what we stand for, and now we're starting to reap that a little bit.
Mark in the way back.
How do you build on this win instead of it just being a one and done after a couple of weeks of tough play? How do you build on this and make sure the momentum carries itself forward?
Not let them. I mean, we can enjoy it a few minutes, but it's Nebraska and the next challenge, and it's what I fight for every day. I mean, we have the saying "everyday guys," and it's literally show up and do your job every day. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we're going to be in practice, and that practice is going to be with expectations that they perform the best they can perform in that practice to prepare for our next opponent. And I keep it that simple. I don't, I'll dive into Nebraska tonight, but it's that simple I want it to be that simple for our guys. Just do your job in that moment.
Andy?
It seemed like there was a lot of energy during that run there in that first half. Was it kind of therapeutic for you guys to kind of see the ball go in again like it was?
Good word. Yeah. I mean, it's just nice to see him play the right way. It's nice to see him play the free, and just having a fun and smiling and chest bumping and, let's get our swagger back. We're freaking Illinois. We're good. We've got quality wins, and let's it's hard, and it's my job to help them get through that. I'm unrelenting. I'm the most stubborn person in this room. You're not going to. They're never going to outstubborn me. But it's also time to help them and pick them up, and So yeah, it was therapeutic as heck. It was great for me. No one likes losing, and that becomes a monkey off your back, so to speak.
Right here to the right.
Coach, Wall may or may not have affected the outcome today, but not many programs win 5 in a row against Wisconsin. I'm curious if there's something you like about this matchup or something you can point to that's given them problems.
I mean, they're Big Ten champions. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Tyler's really good. I mean, they're the only team in the league with 2 first-team All-League guys, and the job Greg does is remarkable. I am a huge fan of their program and what they stand for. I think it's really just this. I think it's a cyclical thing that sometimes it happens. I don't know how many we lost to here. Derek could probably tell you we probably one point lost a lot to them. I just think it. I think it happens today. It was beneficial for us that Tyler didn't play. I don't know what the outcome would have been, but because some of the other guys stepped up. But yeah, I don't put too much into all that.
Chad?
Coach, 7 different players with an assist today. Does that signify how well the offense worked?
I'll give it a standing ovation. Yes, it's nice. Share the ball, and be a great teammate. We talk about .5 basketball. It's a term we use a lot. and be shot ready, and the offense helps because they know where everybody's going to be all the time, and we did a great job of doing that. Yeah, I hadn't caught that, but that's a great number.
Joey?
Brad, I have to ask, just what's the communication like from you guys as a program to Sky, and then what's that kind of look like over the next few weeks? Yeah,
it's I mean, there's no timetable on anything. It is about not basketball. It is about a brother, a teammate that has, as he said, personal things that he needs to figure out. We're going to love him. We're going to provide everything that we can in every facet. And as much as we want to make things about basketball wins and losses, those are back burner really quick. And in my book, with me. And so we're here to support. I'm not going to get into details. I thought he put it very well in his statement. I tried to in mine that we're going to provide every resource that we can to try to help him in whatever he needs. And when it's right, it'll be right.
Derek and then Doug.
Coach, you've been in a position where you're remaking your offense in the middle of the season before. With this group, from a player standpoint, what's allowed them to have it where you finally maybe break through today?
Yeah, versatility. We, like I said, we got a guy like Coleman who can shoot it. We at 6'10", we got a guy at 6'9", and Matt who can shoot it and go get one. We got 6'6", 220 who can drive it, get downhill. I think this will be a great tool for RJ to get going and get looks and for him to continue to build and this is a good passing team. So spread becomes really good when you can pass the basketball. And but it's just versatility, and it's not easy to learn. It takes some time, and we've been working at it for a while. And today was just kind of a point where it started to, it's okay, yeah, we can do this. And we scored 80 points, and nobody has to do it themselves.
Coach, defensively, they pulled Dane away from the bucket a little bit. Is that something to look at against future opponents at 38 points in the paint? Were you happy with the twos that they got?
Oh, they get twos against everybody. They post all five guys, and Kroll is one of the elite pick and pop guys in this league. And then you've got a point guard in Chucky who's 6'2", 6'3", 210, 215, and he can bully ball you a little bit. And but I thought Dane was elite. And I don't know how many threes Kroll have. How many? 1 of 7. We're good. We're good. As long as the Siegen wasn't shooting them, and Chucky hit a couple late. There's never the perfect defense, and it doesn't truly exist. And we did a good job of handling our game plan.
Brad, what, if anything, have you learned about the resolve of your team over the last 7 to 10 days, especially as they kind of still learn each other?
Yeah, I mean, like it's to me, it reveals character. I've said I love the character of our team, and it's never easy to feel yucky, or feel bad and not play good, and yet character will always win out. And you get back to that, you just it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's day to day, do your job. And when you do that, you usually come out on the other side pretty good. And that's all we've tried to get these guys to do. It's fight every day.
Brad, Terrence, and Coleman mentioned to us that they've kind of heard the outside rabble, about doom and gloom around the program, and it's something that's kind of hard to box out in this day and age. For you guys as a staff, do you even really address situations like that, or how do you approach a situation like that where you can't really control what's going on outside of the program in a situation with Sky Clark or coming off a loss on Wednesday?
It's the hardest thing we deal with. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a kid in today's world. It's a challenge. Are we going to get them to stop looking at their phones and stop looking at social? No. But all we can try to do is continue to need each other, help each other in that locker room, and eventually block out all the outside noise. And that's hard to do. There's a reason I don't have any of the apps anymore. You know, I don't want to read that nonsense. And so it's just it's a challenge. You know, 18-year-olds have a lot on their have a lot on their plate, and unfortunately, I've got a lot of 18-year-olds. And you know, that's not an excuse. All I can do is try to be a mentor, a father, a coach, a person who listens, and try to help them through all those difficulties as they arise.